What is going on, everybody? Thank you for tuning in to another edition of On the Road to Victory. I, of course, am your host, Jimmy Smith, and hope you're all having a great Tuesday night. I'm sweating my ass off. I'm going to be real with you. Yesterday, got to go to Hershey's Gardens with the family, which was awesome, but felt like I was going to die of a heat stroke. Today, of course, I had to do some yard work. Had to get it in while I could. Did some weed whacking too. So just really got it in and really felt like I was going to die. So got myself a nice cold shower, strapped myself in mentally, getting ready to talk some birds tonight. So I hope you're all ready. But actually, talking a little bit farther than the birds, we're going NFC East tonight. We're continuing the positional outlook. We got through the quarterbacks, the running backs, the wide receivers. Now we are on to the tight ends. And we all know that we have ourselves a little conundrum going on with the tight end position. We are not sure what's going to happen with Zach Ertz, so we're definitely going to get into that, but also going to talk about the other tight ends in this division. Some guys that were added, some guys coming back from injury. So excited to talk about the tight ends with you tonight. If you guys have any questions, any kind of comments, whether it's about tight ends or anything, doesn't matter. Throw it my way. Happy to have you all here today. If you're watching this later, please feel free to comment on this. Always get back to you guys. Thank you for hitting that like button, retweeting this, subscribing to the YouTube channel, everything you guys are doing to support me. I truly, truly do appreciate it. Going to try to get this in as quick as possible. Going to be going live with my guys over at Fourth and John tonight. Going to be talking about a few things, so tune into that. But let's get into these tight ends. And, we got through, like I said, the other weapons on offense. We talked about the quarterbacks. We're going to talk about the offensive line next. But right now, the biggest question mark for the Eagles, what's going to happen with Zach Ertz? We know whether he's cut or traded, we can save $8.5 million in cap space, take on almost $5 million in dead money. But it is what it is. At this point, we almost have $50 million in dead money. Outrageous. So the Eagles, they obviously had to retool, do a lot of things. And I think Zach Ertz moving on is going to be one of those things. So to start off the list, I'm going with my top tight ends. And this is if Zach Ertz is here. So obviously I don't think he's going to be. So this list is going to change. I love Dallas Goedert, but, he's got to stay healthy. We all know that. But I really think that, Zach Ertz will be gone. And I was happy to see Richard Rodgers come back. We talked about what he could bring to the table. Not exactly someone jumping off the page, doing, super great things. He's not a tight end 1, but he's a perfect tight end 2, maybe tight end 3. But, beyond that, I don't know who else would be the tight end 2. I've talked about Jack Stoll at the bottom there, the undrafted free agent kid that I really like. We talk about him being, kind of that H-back role, not a fullback, but he can block, not exactly an inline blocker, but he's decent and he's got damn good hands. I really like the kid and I wish he wouldn't have cut that damn mullet. But Jack Stoll, he's 6'4", 247 coming out of Nebraska. And I'm excited to see what he can do in this offseason. But other than that, you've got some guys that are really all developmental guys, other than Caleb Wilson, who can provide you with some blocking. He catch the ball decent. Nothing, jumping off the page here once again. But then you have, the project guys. You have Jason Crew, Makeem Butler, guys that were wide receivers trying to be tight ends. And, we all know Crew, my man George out there, loves his Crew. 1 target, 1 catch, 1 touchdown. What great stats he has. But, hey, maybe he could grow into something special. Big dude, 6'5", 246, so looking at some tall guys here. And I really think that Tyree Jackson, the guy we got from Buffalo, who went to the school Buffalo, 6'7", 250 pounds. And, he used to play quarterback. So intriguing to see there, but what a big dude. If he could, improve his blocking, he actually is pretty decent at it. But, he could possibly be a piece there. But I really like that Jack Stoll kid, going to be watching that. But it's all coming down to what the hell is going to happen with Zach Ertz. I had a conversation today. Someone was asking, what my thoughts were on why Zach Ertz was still here. We talked about during the draft, we were going to look into trades. And, some teams apparently we were talking to about moving him did not find the right trade. So you don't make a move. You want to get something back, but you want to get, the correct haul back. But I'll be real with you. At this point, you see that, his value is not changing. But the problem here is, for other teams, nothing's changing. And they can see we're probably going to cut him if we don't trade him. So that's kind of where teams have us by the cojones a little bit. And I think for us, once you're not able to make a trade in the draft, for them, it was like, okay, if we make this trade in the draft, the money wouldn't be where it is right now. You would have saved only a little over $4.5 million in cap space, and then you would have took on about 8 million, 9 million in dead money. So it flip flopped when it turned June 1st, and we talked about that. The money you would save, that's going to kind of affect how you make a trade. So the trades weren't good enough. So now we're looking at, we wait till the money. Obviously, June 1st happened, and it wasn't a rush like June 2nd has to happen. Now you just wait and see. Maybe a team becomes tight end needy, but right now, the same trades are probably on the table. Maybe you're hoping that a team is looking at the roster and wants a tight end, trying to make a move before someone else does. Maybe you're going to, release him, and a team, wants to be able to ensure they get him rather than him choosing somewhere else. So I'm not so sure what happens there, but the Eagles don't have a rush right now. They don't have to do anything. And you're going to try to keep calling people. You're going to keep trying to work people. That's what Howie's doing, because you don't want to just get rid of Zach Ertz. I mean, yeah, you talk about saving $8.5 million in cap space, but let's be real. It's Zach Ertz. He's pretty good. He wants more money. So that's why I don't see him here. We don't have that money to give him. And that's unfortunate. I love Zach Ertz. I really do. But I think it's time to move on. Dallas Goedert, if he can stay healthy and keep improving, I think he could truly be a really great tight end one. So you build around that, and then you save all that money. I just think that you don't release him unless you have to, because, man, you want to get something. And we talked about this, maybe you only get like a fifth, maybe a 6th round pick. And, people, what are you talking about? And look, he's first round talent when he was drafted, and last year played like crap. So that didn't help his cause, didn't help our cause either. So, just not good, but I just don't see him here. We don't have the money and everything that was just said. So probably move on from Zach Ertz. So who will be the guys to step up? And if that's the case, then if you only have Dallas Goedert, I still really like Dallas Goedert, but there's some pretty good tight ends in this room. Next on the list, I think talent-wise, especially as a receiver, Evan Engram is probably, the best tight end. Him and Goedert going to battle. I think Goddard's better. But, when you're talking about, on the other teams, I think Evan Engram takes the cake. Then you see they added Kyle Rudolph this year, kind of a jack of all trades, helps you out in the red zone. Nobody blowing up the stat sheet, but hey, he's Mr. Dependable. And I think that was a good addition for them. We all know Joe Judge is the coach there, comes from New England. We all know they love their 12 personnel, those 2 tight end sets. So I'm sure he'll get his playing time and more of a blocker than Evan Engram. So he definitely, is going to help that team. Then you have Kelvin Benjamin trying to play tight end, apparently. So we'll see how that goes. My man George is in the comments. He knows we got Kroom. That's right. So maybe we can get rid of Ertz when you have Mr. Kroom in the building. Love it. George, thank you for tuning in, and everybody else as well. On to the Giants here right now. We're talking about, and then you see, Benjamin. We're going to see if he can make it as a receiver, a tight end. Best of luck to him, but not against the Eagles. Then you see Levine Tualolu. That guy, obviously he was more of those jack of all trades kind of guy. Like, oh, he can block and he can catch, he can do it all. But yeah, didn't really do anything in Atlanta. And, Matt Ryan doesn't exactly help the tight ends. So intriguing that they got Kyle Pitts. We'll see what happens there. But obviously they don't need Levine anymore. So he now is going to try to stake his claim as one of those guys that can help block, do it all. But you got a guy like Caden Smith, a little younger. I think he can also do that. Good blocker, reliable, got tough hands. I think, intriguing guy. Then they added someone, Nakia Griffin-Stewart, who's been all over the place and, more of a blocker. The same with Cole Hookatini. Yeah, sure. The hookah. Yeah, blaze up. Let's go. Intriguing nonetheless. But I think these guys are all obviously bottom of the barrel, hoping for the practice squad kind of guys. But intriguing at the top there with Evan Engram, Kyle Rudolph, Benjamin Tualolu, Caden Smith. And then, Rice and John is an intriguing one. The guy from Canada, 6'7", 220 pounds, blowing people off the charts with his athleticism. I'm telling you what, he apparently was better than Kyle Pitts. So we'll see. But, dude, these guys, I'm sorry, that was the Washington tight end. But these guys are all just trying to make the team. Nothing, too special. This kid, Rice and John, he's got the receiving skills, but he's definitely going to have to work as a blocking tight end. But Evan Engram, Kyle Rudolph, that's pretty damn good. So I have them at the top. So we'll see what happens there. But you got some guys that are going to compete, and God forbid, something happened to Evan Engram. They've got some guys back up. As backup, sorry. Wouldn't miss tight end night. Yeah, dude. George, I wouldn't expect any other way. Glad you're here talking some Kroom. Look, and I think Kroom, this is a big year for him. The possibility of making the team is very high, especially if Zach Ertz is gone. We talked about it. Which of those guys is going to step it up? And Kroom, he's a very intriguing prospect, and I would not be mad if he were the guy to make it. Out of 3, maybe 4, I doubt it, but we'll see. It all depends on Zach Ertz. So I know everybody's growing impatient, but we'll see here. What becomes of that. Sorry, didn't mean to pop that up yet. But this one next, I don't even know if I want to put that graphic up there next. I don't have it in line next. I just accidentally clicked it. But this one for me, it's kind of a tie when it comes to who I guess is at the bottom really. But decent tight ends. And I think if you're looking at who the best tight end out of these two teams, it would be Logan Thomas for me. But when you're looking at the group as a whole, it was really hard for me to pick this one. But let's just look at the Cowboys first here. Dalton Schultz stepped in actually pretty nicely last year. Kid out of Stanford, I believe. And, he was somebody that was actually coming into the league, and he, was one of those guys. Oh, he could do it all. He could block, he could catch. Same with the guy right next to him, Blake Jarwin there. But obviously Jarwin got hurt after, one game. He had 1 catch, getting some Kroom stats in there. But Blake Jarwin coming back from injury. So those two are going to compete, possibly see some 12 personnel set. You've got really good receivers there in Dallas. So Dak Prescott is going to be chomping at the bit here, guys. We talk about, almost threw for 5,000 yards or 2,000 yards, sorry, in 5 games last year. That's insane. He would have threw easily for over 5,000 yards. So, just getting another weapon back in Jarwin, and we'll see what he can bring to the table. They were very high on him last year, so we'll see. Jeremy Sprinkle then brought over from Washington. He's not good. I'll be real with you. He did not do anything in his 4 years there in Washington, but apparently Dallas is going to give him a try. He can block kind of, but not the greatest catch. I think he literally has like 10 catches in his 4 years. So if that, regardless, not the greatest tight end. So this is why I talk about it being a tie, because these aren't exactly great tight end rooms here. Nick Eubanks, more of a blocking guy. So you're getting into more blocking tight ends. He's out of Michigan. And we talked about him actually before the draft, one of those H-back type guys that could be an inline blocker. So try to utilize that for Zeke. We'll see. And then the same kind of goes for Artavius Lynn, the rookie out of TCU. We'll see how they use him, but more of a blocking tight end. Then you have Sean McEwen, also out of Michigan, but his second year. Another guy that's going to try to help with blocking, but he can actually catch a little bit. So we'll see there, but it's a lot depending on what they hope Blake Jarwin would be last year. So Jarwin and Schultz, if healthy, both of them pretty versatile tight ends that I think could bring a lot to the table, and they could actually do pretty damn well, because when you've got really great receivers like that and the defense is focusing in on them and Ezekiel Elliott, well, obviously we all know that opens things up in the middle and wherever the hell else you want to put them for the tight ends. So Dallas, I'm sure those tight ends are going to eat. So because of having Dak Prescott and having great talent around them to open things up, I feel, I just wanted to put them ahead just for conversation's sake. We'll see. Washington, another reason, I was putting 2 guys up here in the picture, but John Bates is the other guy I put up here with Logan Thomas. They drafted him in the 4th round. Need some tight end help. And I think, Logan Thomas was quite a great surprise for them last year, coming out of nowhere, helped my fantasy team. So thank you for that. But, you want a young guy that's going to come in and help you. And he's one of those guys that's pretty damn athletic. He was like a track star in high school. He's got to work on his blocking, but he's actually a pretty talented kid. So 6'6", 259, big dude out of Boise State. So like I said, took him in the 4th round. I think he's going to contribute. Talk about that 12 personnel. Ron Rivera really liked the kid. And I think him and Logan Thomas will do well together. You saw that they added Ricky Seals-Jones from Kansas City. He's going to come in more of a blocking tight end. Swoops, we know him. He's not much to worry about. No offense, dude, but Tamarick Hemingway, one of those red zone kind of threats for them, but he's a journeyman out of South Carolina State coming into his 4th year. I know he played for Carolina, a couple other teams, but he's trying to find his way in the NFL. You never know when these guys could turn it on, so we'll see. Then they added Dion Yelder coming into his 4th year out of Western Kentucky, and he is more of your blocking back. Then at the bottom there, very intriguing addition out of that players, the exemption program, the International Players Exemption Program. He actually, that dude's like 6'7", another monster, but he was off the charts. He was literally blowing Kyle Pitts out of the water with his athleticism. And look, he's somebody that's a project, obviously. I think he's Chilean. So he's coming over here. I know he was trying to be a basketball star at Tulane, I believe it was. And things didn't work out there for him trying to make it to the NBA. So now he's trying out for the NFL. And we talk about you got athleticism like that, being a red zone threat, getting down there, with that jumping ability, basketball skills. But yeah, he's got to work on his blocking. But man, he could be a nice addition. Got some great characters, so you understand why Ron Rivera liked the kid. But yeah, they definitely added to their tight end position they needed to. Maybe not as much emphasis as their fans might like, but I think they were good additions in Seals Jones as a blocker. And then with Bates and Reyes right there, I think those are good receiving tight end options. So going to be interesting ride here, ladies and gentlemen. We talked about wide receivers last time, and all of these teams are stacked with wide receivers. So their tight ends are going to be able to feast. Washington added a quarterback that I think is an upgrade. So we'll see exactly what this team looks like. But the tight ends, another tough group in the NFC East. And, a lot's going to rely on the next position that we're going to be talking about. That's the offensive line. And going to be excited to get into that one. We obviously have some question marks ourselves. And obviously we talked about the question mark here. Is Zach Ertz going to be here? And I'm going to stick with my guns that I really just don't. I just don't feel it, guys. And I love Zach Ertz. I don't want to have to hang up the jersey. I don't. But I just don't see him being here. And when you can save $8.5 million, and obviously the dead money is a lot less now, it just feels to me like it was a no-brainer move. Him wanting more money, it's just writing's on the wall, ladies and gentlemen. So that's all I got for the NFC East positional outlook on the tight ends. Hope you enjoyed. If you have any more questions or comments, please feel free to throw them my way. If you are watching this later and you want to comment or you want to give me your thoughts, give me your rankings. How do you have these tight end position or the group in the NFC East? How do you have them ranked? Who's the best? Who's the worst? I'd be very intrigued to see who you guys have above with Washington and Dallas and what your thoughts are on Zach Ertz. Do you think Zach Ertz is still going to be here? I'd love to hear your thoughts. You guys know I've been talking about this for a very long time that I just don't believe he'll be here. And that's sad to say, but best of luck to him, and let's go Birds. But if you guys need anything, I'm going to get rolling out here. I have a half hour till I got to get on with my guys, and then we'll be going live around 9:30, I do believe. Make sure you check because I'm not 100% sure on that. So I'll be on with those guys at 9 getting ready. But yeah, hope you guys are having a great night. And if you need anything, please feel free to reach out to me. Appreciate you guys following me on all of these platforms, for hitting the like button, retweeting, all of you guys that support me, subscribing to the YouTube channel. Just hit 250. Yeah. Took me like a year to get to 100 because I rarely used it and don't really know what I'm doing there. But you guys pushed me to start pumping out content on there. And dude, we got 150 followers in just a couple weeks. So hell yeah. Turns out there's people that truly love their birds out there and want to talk about what's actually going on. You love to see it. It's pure chaos out there, but we're getting closer, baby. So some people want to just really talk about football. So I appreciate you guys. You guys give me a platform to be able to do this. I can't do this without you guys. So I love you all. Truly, truly do. And if you guys need anything, seriously, reach out to me. I appreciate those of you who do. The friendships I've built, man, it's awesome. It's all about sharing the brotherly love. On the road to victory, I created this when I was on my deathbed recovering. So this is more than just football. And that's what the Eagles are to us diehard fans. So, yeah, not to preach, but I just want to let you guys know I got to talk to someone today, and it was awesome. I always try to reach out to people when I see something because I mean it, man. I've been to hell and back, and I still go through hell all the time. So, not saying I know anything more than anybody, but talking with friends and having someone is always beneficial, I have found. So always try to be there for you guys as you are there for me. John, my man, coming in at the end. Love you, brother. George, thank you so much for tuning in. If you guys rewatch this, have any questions, John, always happy to talk with you, man. Hope you guys are all staying safe. It's hot as hell, so stay cool as well. Just want to let you guys know, if you guys have any vowels you could give me, that'd be great. Dallas sucks, always remember. But gonna get rolling out. Hopefully I see you guys later tonight when I'm with my guys over at 4th and John, 9:30-ish tonight. So check that out. I will be back tomorrow, though. Have yourselves a great night. And as always, Cowboys!